Good morning and happy Monday. It is time for another Mindful Play Monday, and we have a fun activity set up for you this morning that's quick and easy to help us hone in and work on our observation skills, but not using our sense of sight. Today we're going to focus on using our sense of touch, work on some good adjectives, and also work on noticing our surroundings, what we can discover, and also describing what we feel with our sense of touch this morning. Good morning, Jackie. Thanks for joining us. So today, all you're going to need is some type of paper bag. I'm just using an old gift bag here. You could also use just like a paper lunch sack or a paper grocery bag, something that is going to be solid that you can't see through. I've also got a little eye mask here. These are just one of my son's little sleeping masks, so you can use an eye mask. You can also use a play silk or a scarf to cover your eyes, cover your little one's eyes. And then you're going to go on a quick hunt around the house and look for different objects that are unique in size and shape. So I've just grabbed some figurines, a little toy car, a little bath toy, some magnet blocks, a necklace, stamper, and a little cup. Really anything that you have laying around the house. It could be little toys, little trinkets, things from your kitchen, like little spoons, and you're going to collect all those items and put them into the bag. Now this is something you're going to do before you see your students or before you have your kids ready for this game. So you don't want them to see what you're putting into the bag. Good morning, thanks for joining us. We are setting up mystery bags. We're going to do an activity focusing on our sense of touch this morning, and really honing in on using adjectives to describe what we feel. So, as mentioned, I just went around the house, found a bunch of little toys, trinkets, items that are going to fit into my paper sack or into a bag that is solid in color so that your children or your students can't see through it or see what's inside. Mix it all up. And before you hand them this bag, you're going to go ahead and put those blindfolds on. Now, because we are on video, I'm not going to actually put these on because I won't be able to see you and see what I'm doing. But you get the idea. So these are just like little sleep masks that we have. You can use a play silk or a scarf to cover those eyes for your little ones. Now, what we're going to do then when they get the bag is they're going to stick their hand in, feel around, and pull out an item. Now, when they pull out that item, you are first going to have them feel it with their hands. And remember, their eyes are covered, so they're not going to see what it is. Maybe twist it around, feel it in their hands, and have them describe what it feels like. So again, if you just joined us, our eyes are going to be covered for this activity for mystery bags, and they're going to try to describe what they feel. Encourage them to use those adjectives and describing words instead of just jumping to, oh, it's a car, or I know it's a car. See, what shapes do you feel? Oh, I feel a circle. What does it sound like? Oh, it kind of sounds scratchy. I can hear that something is spinning or turning. And really encourage them again to use those adjectives and those describing words with their eyes covered, with their eyes closed, and see if they can give you 3 good descriptions of items or pieces on that toy or that trinket before they say, oh, it's a car. Our goal is to have them use their sense of touch and also some hearing if some of those items make noise to really focus in on their investigative skills and describing what it is before they name the item. So again, we're going to cover their eyes, put your hand in, pull something out. I've just got a little play food here. This is like a little arugula leaf. Okay, so first, how does it feel? Oh, it feels soft. The edges are rounded. It's not pokey. Doesn't really make a noise. It's kind of floppy. And then finally, after 3 or 4 descriptive words, have them try to guess what it is. Oh man, this one would be tricky. If my eyes were closed, I would think maybe it's a leaf. And it is. It's one of our little felt play food items. So you can go through the whole bag, again, focusing on those descriptive words. And I encourage you to pull some items that they may not be as familiar with. So like this is a little binder clip, office supplies. Of course, you want to be monitoring them so they don't pinch themselves, but have them pull this out. Maybe they haven't seen a binder clip before. So again, with their eyes covered, you're gonna feel, oh, it's kind of pokey, has some sharp corners and edges. I can move it, open it, and close it. And after they've described it, what it feels like, hard, cold, warm, soft, bumpy, rough, what does it sound like? I can make kind of a tapping or a clicking noise. Ask them what you think it is and what it can be used for. So this is a binder clip. This is something you can use to hold your papers together, big stack of papers, and put in some of those items that they're not as familiar with to help get those good descriptive words. Here's another one. This is like a little Play-Doh stamp. So feel the edges so it's rounded. If you have older kids, you can say this would be a cylinder. Feels like a cylinder, like a little can maybe. And then feel the bumps around either end. What shape do you think it is? What could it be? What do we use it for? And then also I thought this is a really fun one. A magnet. This is the Golden Gate Bridge from San Francisco, just a little magnet. And this one would be tricky. So imagine, again, your students or your children's eyes are going to be covered. So they're not going to see what this is. Whoa, what does it feel like? It feels hard. It's a little cold because it's metal. If I run my fingers along the words here, it's bumpy. It's kind of pointed, pokey, and see if they can guess what it is. But again, first describing what it feels like. Look, it can even make a sound. And then, of course, you can always reveal, have them take off their blindfold or their eye cover and reveal what it is and see if they recognize it. So not only are we adding in some familiar items and some toys and having them use just their sense of touch and sound to guess what it is and describe what it is, we are also working on our problem-solving skills and tuning into our senses. So adding in some of those more unique items that they're not as familiar with, like some office supplies or kind of a unique magnet, is really going to help them focus on that sense of touch, that sense of sound. What do we hear? What do we feel? And also a great way to work on adjectives too. Quick and simple activity for your week. So this is just mystery bags. I'm using a gift bag. Any paper sack or bag that is solid in color so they can't see through it, of course. And then we just went around and collected items from around the house. We've got like little bath toys, things that they can manipulate. This one squeaks. Things that they can feel. Focus on getting items that have different textures, different sizes, and also different materials. So like this metal magnet is a little bit colder to the touch than this wooden spoon or than this felt play food. We've got a little necklace in here, little toy cup, and these are one of those glow-in-the-dark stars. So feeling the different edges, count the sides, just a great way to work on those observation tools and focus on mindfulness this week. So remember, mindfulness is not this big, scary, abstract concept. It's tuning into the present moment and being present in your feelings right here, right now. Not worrying about the future, not worrying about the past. So this is a great hands-on activity to help us work on describing items, connecting with items, recognizing their uses and their purposes, and also help us be present in the moment because we're tuned in to what we are feeling with our hands. And then you can refer back to this activity, the mystery bags, in those more difficult times of need and say, hey, let's grab something. Can you close your eyes and describe it for me? Do you remember when we did mystery bags at home or when we did mystery bags as a class? And sometimes when we're feeling really stressed out or really dysregulated, we're having a hard time focusing, we can pause, pull out an item, really tune into our sense of touch and sense of sound, and describe what you hear, what you see, what you feel, and help us recenter ourselves in those times of need. So give it a try this week. Let us know how you like those mystery bags. Again, you can use any items that you have around the house or in the classroom, and be sure to include some of those more uniquely shaped or uniquely material items that your students may not be as familiar with to help them really hone in and tune into what they're feeling and describing instead of automatically just saying, oh, it's a blue figurine. I know it's a blue figurine. Okay, well, how does it feel? What does it sound like? Is it hard? Is it soft? Is it large? Is it small? And work on those adjectives as well. Thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of your week ahead. We'll see you next week for another Mindful Play Monday Live here on Instagram, and I will have the recording posted up shortly on our YouTube channel as well. Have a great rest of your week.